Thanks very much, Emma Jane. I really appreciate it. So my name is Carrie. I'm a learning technologist as well, working in the NHS. When we first got invited to be chairs of these sessions, when I looked at the programme, I absolutely jumped on this session. It just sounds amazing. So I'm really, really excited to be chairing this one. So this session is presented by Pip, Philip McDonald. Pip is a learning technologist as well, interested in audio podcasting, audio fiction, internet radio, the online pivot, and technology enhanced learning in transnational context and gamification. So without further ado, I'll pass you over to Pip. I'll be facilitating questions, so if anybody's got a question, I'll be passing them on to Pip. But over to you, Pip.
Thank you very much, Carrie and Emma Jane. Just for the purposes of this session, would it be possible to enable everyone's mic, so to unmute everybody, as it would be really nice to hear everybody speaking. That would be fantastic.
I think I have done that. Could I just check with one participant? I'll choose somebody at random.
Sure.
Jennifer Smith, have you got the little mic icon that you can? Oh no, I can see people can turn their mics on.
Yep,
perfect.
Yeah, it's working.
Excellent.
That's great. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share slides. Hopefully someone will be able to confirm that they can see the slides.
Yep, they're showing.
Yep, we can see those slides there, Pip.
That's great. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so welcome to Cards Against Learning Technology. This is an adapted game from the well-known Cards Against Humanity. Against doesn't really mean against, it's more about. So let's cross that out. Basically, a long time ago, I was sitting in a coffee shop in Lisbon and I came across a publication called Terrible People, in which there was a narrative of kind of terrible, awfulizing, horrible, and I really liked that. It was fun. It felt like a really exciting place to be. And Cards Against Humanity very much endorses that narrative. And it gives you a kind of platform for a bit of freedom and playfulness through the game structure. So that's where I am with it, and that's why I kind of wanted to create it. So in terms of a brief history of the game, it was actually created by 5 individuals in Chicago, and it came out in 2011. For some reason, Power Rangers, Obama, and Microsoft had something to do with it, and then it sort of started with a Kickstarter. It was originally called Cardenfreude. It's very simple. It's just a kind of series of white cards and a series of black cards. Although it has attracted a lot of controversial attention, a lot of it's been in the news. But actually, when you dig deep into it, the actual organization itself, it offers STEM internships, there's funding available, and I'll come on to the pedagogical benefits of this card and the foundation and the philosophy in a minute. So how to play this game? Okay, well basically you'll see a series of cards on the screen, and it's essentially going to be fill in the blanks. There'll be lots of different types of cards, some of which you might be drawn to, contributing to, or give some answers to, but it's absolutely fine to be a lurker as well. There are lots of benefits to just listening and lurking. Okay, so you can use the chat, and Carrie, the chair, has kindly offered to monitor the chat to respond, or you can speak on the microphone. There will be some voice cards where speaking will be imperative. So it's a post-digital game. So I just wanted to sort of say, well, what the heck does that mean? Well, to me, it means the human element of learning technology. So we can look at ourselves, we can laugh at ourselves, we can use a game to kind of have a bit of transformative play. It's a space just to kind of open up about all the troubles that we've had. We've been thrust into the limelight as learning technologists, and I want to play a game, and I want to laugh about it. I want to laugh at myself and what we've done. Interestingly, if we dig a bit deeper into the game and the organization who created the game, so they very much endorse an open approach, and why that's interesting is it has enabled me to create the game. So you can download a template and very much create your own game and your own structure. And that can be very interesting if you, say, used it on top of a tabletop simulator. The opportunity to take something that's worked really well, or a structure that's well known, and then create your own is pedagogically, to me, a very strong position to start from. So this is where I'm at, and this is why I've created the game. Okay, just a very quick icebreaker then. I would just like you to think about very quickly 3 things. 1, I want to have a Zoom meeting with blank, so that could be a famous person. Please don't say Trump. Next, your learning technology superhero name, which is the last EdTech tool you used, the name of the internet browser you're currently using, and the word super, and forget the last bit. It's supposed to say your favorite drink. So mine would be Panopto, Chrome, super turmeric tea. Okay, and then also your funniest or worst typo. So I accidentally said, instead of saying learning technologist, I wrote earning technologist. Okay, so let's have a couple of those to see if anything's in the chat, Carrie, or if you want to shout them out.
I'll shout.
Okay. What was that?
I'll shout. Billy Connolly. Panopto, Chrome, super wine, and my funniest or typo is my name autocorrects as wine, which is very appropriate. There we go.
There's a lot in the name, in vino veritas. Anyone else want to share anything silly or stupid or something to laugh at using those structures? Anything in the chat?
Yeah, we've got a couple in the chat so far. So Jennifer Smith has said Ryan Reynolds, and her learning technology superhero name would be Blackboard Chrome Water. Oh, well, it would be Blackboard Chrome Super Water, wouldn't it?
Sounds very sci-fi, very Star Trek. Thanks for that, Carrie. Any others to be of notable? So any other responses to note?
Let's have a look. We've got Robert Farmer said he wrote to Shirley. I don't know if I can say this out loud. I wrote to Shirley, but I typed Shitley.
Ah,
good one.
Oh dear. I think that in the proper game that would probably get some bonus points. However, we've got to keep it to learning technology. Anything else that's potentially of shareable interest?
Come on, somebody want to get on the microphone?
Extra points for those who do.
Yeah.
And there is a prize. Right, okay, great. All right, so Ryan Reynolds is a very good choice. That would be interesting. So, Carrie, who would you have a Zoom meeting with, dead or alive?
I would want to have a Zoom meeting with Arthur C. Clarke, actually, because well, just because I'm a total sci-fi nerd, and he was the first sci-fi writer that I really got into. Rendezvous with Rama is my favourite of all time.
That's a superb choice, and there could potentially be a card to that end later. Ooh. So that's great. Okay, so we're going to move on. Thank you for taking part in the icebreaker. So this is the first card. So let's reveal the first card. So those who confuse learning technologists with IT should go to blank. Okay, so please fire away your responses in the chat, or if you're feeling uber confident, please use your microphone. So Carrie, have we got any responses so far?
I'm laughing my socks off here. Someone said the back of the queue. Someone said PC World. We've got Specsavers. We've got school. I have to admit, my immediate response was hell.
Hell, yes, hell is a very intuitive response. Yes,
that would be my first response.
It's a good choice.
You have the word technology in your job title, and people think you're an IT expert.
That's right, and they also perhaps think that you can fix their mobile phone and their printer too. It's a common mistake. Although, just a bit of reflection on this card. A lot of learning technology departments are either separate from IT or they're amalgamated with IT. So it's very difficult sometimes in terms of the genealogy of our professional identity and where we're going to go in the future So I won't turn that one into an academic discussion, although I already have. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. It's all smoke and mirrors. Right, the learning technology that flew over the cuckoo's nest is. Right, this is quite a creative card. You might need to kind of think outside the box. That's definitely allowed here. So the phrase flew over the cuckoo's nest is from the famous film, and I don't know if any of you have been watching anything on Netflix recently. It could be something to do with mental health and well-being, your response. So, Carol, do we have any interesting observations on how people have responded to this one?
So there's only one response so far, and that's from is it Geezy or Gizzy saying flash. So that's a very timely one as well.
Indeed, absolutely. Thank you for that response. Any others that we could consider?
There aren't any more. I can give an example though. So I've just finished a conversation with the Open University and about learning technology, and they were talking about Second Life. That's before I became a technologist, but they were talking about Second Life, and I looked at it and thought, what on earth is that?
Yeah, that's been around for a while, isn't it? It was kind of a little bit ahead of its time as well. It's quite interesting, kind of an immersive world.
Yeah.
Is that?
Jen Smith said MySpace, so MySpace kind of died a painful death.
Yeah, wasn't there the guy that set that up, who was kind of friends with everybody, who's kind of his pictures kind of become a meme. I can't remember his name, but yeah, MySpace is a really good response. Okay, let's move on. Just keeping an eye on the clock. So more smoke and mirrors. You're on mute is the most blank phrase of 2020. Come on, a couple of good responses to that.
There's got to be some good responses for that one.
Funny. I do it on purpose.
Yes, thank you.
Overused.
Overused, yeah.
Yes.
Dismissive. Yeah. Boring.
Yes.
Yeah, it is getting cringe-inducing.
Yes.
That's a good one, Nicola.
Yeah, agreed with that. Thanks for that.
Stuart says tattooed.
Oh, who's got a tattoo of that?
I got a mug with it on.
That's probably, yeah, that's a good one. Any others?
Popular Zoom bingo word that helps me get tipsy. Yeah, Emma Jane. Yeah, nice one.
So, means to an end. Yeah. Any more?
Ingeborg has said misspelled. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I possibly. No, I have spelt it okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a kind of moral spelling panic.
Although I have to admit, somebody said to me this morning, "You're still on mute," and I wasn't. It was just that I hadn't plugged my microphone in.
Well, that's technically not the case then. Yeah, so you're not on mute. That's a good technical point. Any final comments before we move on to the next card?
Yeah, Collins said, likely to be followed by silent cursing.
Yes, I would agree with that. Lovely, thank you. Right, so let's move on. So if learning technology was a video game, it would be called blank. What would you think to that one? So if learning technology was a computer game.
Anybody want to step on the mics there?
Angst.
Angst, thank you. That's good.
Only this last period.
Okay, yeah. Any others?
Amrit has said Tetris.
Tetris
said Doom.
Doom, zoom, and gloom and bloom. Could that be pedagogically relevant?
Jennifer's coming with academic bingo. I like that one.
Oh, yep. That's a good one. Any others?
We've got Robert said Trivial Pursuit. Yeah, that's a good one.
We should get a bonus point for that.
Emma Jane, I love that one. Sims, the University Expansion Pack.
Oh my goodness, that's a legendary response. Thank you for that. I think we are really getting into the thing of things. So this next card, have a look in the smoke. If lockdown was an animal, it would be A, because of blank. Okay, so there's two blanks. So I was going to suggest that lockdown could be a tardigrade. So I don't know if anyone's watching Star Trek on Netflix at the moment, but the tardigrade is arguably the key to the universe at the moment, because it's so resilient. So it doesn't matter what you do to it, it keeps coming back. So, Carrie, what have we got in the chat that could be of shareable interest?
So we've got Jennifer Smith has said a dinosaur because it needs to do one. We've got a caged tiger because lockdown.
Yeah.
Laura Jane said a wasp because it won't go away.
Yeah.
Nicola's got a great one. A sloth because everyone's moving very slowly and just eating.
There's definitely some slothful moments. Thank you for that. Brilliant. Okay, great. Okay, let's move on. Let's see what's going to come out of the digital butterflies. Right, a learning technologist superpower is blank. Okay, so for me, it's kind of best of both worlds. It's about being passionate about learning and technology at the same time. So what have we got, Carrie?
Yeah, so we've got, apologies if I pronounce this wrong, is it Ain? Amy has said everything.
It's
Yes.
Anya.
Anya, yeah, apologies for that. We've got Sean has said Google, shh. We've got poker face, mind reading, I would definitely agree with that one.
Yes.
The ability to explain simple things in long and involved technical detail, so academics believe us. Yep, I'll definitely go for that one.
Could be some truth there.
But then Caroline's come back and said, speaking the language of thingamajigs and whatsits. Yeah.
That's a kind of universal skill, right?
Yeah.
Transferable skill.
Yeah, skills definitely should go on CV.
100%. Lovely. Okay, so I don't think we're a bad lot, really, as learning technologists. Right, let's reveal the next one. Ta-da! Once upon a time, surveillance capitalism walked into a bar and ordered a cocktail.
I'm sorry if you can hear me chuckling away in the background here. I'm loving these questions.
The more chuckling, the merrier. This is a safe space to be very silly and to chuckle. So, just to give this card a bit of context, a lot of discussion at the moment in learning technology and on Twitter has been about surveillance, assessment, and proctoring, and there's a sort of a big thing happening, a big case happening about this at the moment, which and there was a recent event which was absolutely fantastic that explored this in depth. So the idea of surveillance in learning technology context is very challenging, and it brings up a lot of issues at a moral level. So I just wondered if we have any interesting responses to what surveillance capitalism ordered in the bar.
We do. So Nicola has said a cocktail, which I thought was very clever. Nice portmanteau there. Sean has said a cookie, which I think is brilliant. Stuart has said a copy of your IP address.
Yep.
Anya has said
brilliant.
You didn't know you wanted.
Yep. So I'm liking these responses. Say that again. Sorry.
Louise had said metadata on the rocks.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for that. You are a very creative bunch of participants. Thank you very much. Any final orders at the bar? Last orders?
Yeah. So the last one that we've got, again, apologies if I pronounce this wrong, but Gizzy has said immediate surrender.
Well, thank you for that. Let's move on to the next card. For a learning technologist, happiness is blank because of blank. So for a learning technologist, happiness is the VLE up and running, everything's smooth because that's what we do. Any responses to the double blank card?
Yeah, so we've got Anya has said for a learning technologist, happiness is sleep because work.
Yeah.
And then Colin has said being brought a problem because it's not a solution.
Yes.
Caroline has said a power cut because peace and quiet. What else have we got? Amrit has said screen time because sore eyes. I definitely get that one. Yep.
100%.
And then Michael has said, drink just because.
Yep. Okay. I think I can certainly relate to some of those. I think we all could, particularly the screen time. I did discover, however, speaking of solutions and problems and solutions, that you can buy spectacles with Blue Guard, which prevents damage to your eyes with screen time. So there you go. Now let's have a look at this through the smoke and see what we've got. Oh, a meme. Okay, should be made of what? What makes a meme? A meme should be made of strawberry lemonade. So a meme should be made of... Yes.
Fluffy things.
Oh, fluffy things, yes. Digitally fluffy things.
I think Colin wins this one. He said, the cries of a million souls crying out in anguish.
Yes, there's a kind of collective thing there. Yeah, that's poetic. I think we need to give him some bonus points for that.
Then we've got Amrit has said cookie dough. I'm not sure if he's still stuck on the surveillance question, but I like the idea of cookie dough.
Yes.
Rosemary has said cookies and size. Nicola has said cats. That's basically half my day spent.
Mine too. Yep. Nice one. Any final meme components?
Sean has said ERA licensed images.
Yes. A very, very clever response there. Okay, let's move on. The digital butterflies. Okay, so we need to keep this appropriate, please, and non-offensive. So never have I ever replied all to an email. That's a lie. See if you can think of something funny and learning technology related.
Jennifer has said, never have I ever written a guide like it was for a 2-year-old. Rosemary said, left myself on mute.
Who can really say that, really?
Colin said, Snapchatted. I've never Snapchatted either. I never got into that. I've not TikToked either. Oh, I think we've just lost Pip there.
We're okay. So any final never have I ever's learning technologies?
Louisa said pretended I had a bad connection. Nice one.
Nice one, Louise. I think extra points for that. Very timely. Thank you.
Well,
right.
I think Caroline wins that one though. She said, never have I ever pretended my camera malfunctioned to take a comfort break. I'm stealing that one.
Yeah, I'm definitely stealing that one. Thank you. This is a very good pool of resources for learning technologists to cope with their daily lives. Right. Let's have another one. Once more into the 404. Right, there's a maths one. So blank plus blank equals blank. So it doesn't have to be a numerical. It could be algebra. It could be some words. So here we're after a kind of learning technology formula. So we could have VLE plus H5P equals customization or interaction. What have we got, Carrie? What are people thinking mathematically?
I can practically hear the cogs going among the audience here. Come on, guys. So Anya has got empathy plus patience equals happier exchanges. Yeah.
Lovely. Like yeah. Nice.
We've got learning plus technology equals not IT. I like that one. We've got Facebook plus ignorance equals profit.
Ooh, powerful.
This is a good one. Content plus active learning equals engagement. Yep, couldn't agree more.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, that's great.
Then Caroline's got automatic captioning plus Glaswegian accent equals hilarity / embarrassment. I'm sure you agree with me on this one, Pip. As a fellow Geordie, it happens with us as well.
It definitely does. Yes.
Yeah.
I think a friend of mine said, who is a manager, I think some auto captions changed her to magister or magistry, something like that. So it was like it was funny. But nonetheless, digital accessibility is massively important. Okay, might have to do a cheeky little move on there. Okay, let's go back to me. A kitten judged me because I...
Nicola says exist. I've got 3 cats.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes, I think there is a kind of inherent feline judgment in play.
Anya said, because I have a budgie.
Yes, that would be probably very true. Any others?
Yeah, so Jennifer says, rolled my eyes at the screen. We've got Colin said, used a meme.
Yep.
Amrit said, glared at them as they sat on my keyboard. Yeah, I get that one. One of them actually sat completely over my hand last week.
Very strategic move.
Yep. Stuart says, the delete key was too small. Ingeborg has said, won't let her walk on my keyboard. Louise said, wanted to stand up. Yeah, cats will judge you for literally everything.
Yes. There's quite an interesting Twitter account called cat.exe. I would urge you to go and have a meme adventure. Right. So I'm just going to fast forward slightly to another part of the presentation, which is the picture. So essentially this game is a little bit more multimodal than, and it's been adapted for a digital audience. So picture cards, let's have a look at this. Okay, so we can look at a picture and then I'm going to invite you to respond to the card. So Blank got Microsoft Clippy pregnant. Now Microsoft Clippy hasn't been around for a while because obviously we've had different assistants. We've had Series and so forth. So who got Microsoft Clippy pregnant? Have we got any responses to that?
Let's see. We've got accessibility checker. Nicola says badgie. Sean says dog cow. Louise said Clippy looks like a turnip.
Yes, very Christmassy.
Michael says the Firefox. That's a good one.
Anyone else?
Sarah says Connie from AOL.
Oh, blimey.
Stuart's very disturbed by this one.
It's quite a disturbing image, isn't it? Because we don't expect. It's a reversal of expectation. Okay, let's move on. Let's have a look at some more picture cards. So we've got, so what we've got is a series of Horcruxes. So a Horcrux has a bit of Lord Voldemort soul in it, in the Harry Potter series. Now, these are sort of snakes or objects which are kind of imbued with potentially evil substances, or metaphorically speaking. So there are lots of challenges and difficult things in learning technology. So this is a bit of a challenging picture card. So what annoys you about learning technology, and could you create an object to put that something that's annoying into it? So for me, it could be something like the danger of using learning analytics as a replacement for learning, and I could put that into my USB stick. So, Carrie, have we got any interesting responses to share?
Yes, so Nicola has said articulate storyline in brackets when done badly.
Yes.
We've got Colin has said an unread copy of SharePoint 2010 for Dummies. We've got Caroline has said hip flask. Jennifer early on said just the internet.
Yes.
And Louisa said email. I nearly ordered myself a new mug today that said something like I've just survived another meeting that could have been an email.
That could be a conference presentation for next year's ALT conference.
Now we've got Jonathan said half remembered Visual Basic. Everybody
what? What's that?
Yeah, everybody learns VBA at some point, don't they? But then you forget it if you don't use it regularly. It's just forgotten.
Correct. Any other interesting ones?
Yeah, Nicola has said the internet from IT Crowd. Louisa said HTML created by a VLE.
Ooh, not forgetting CSS.
Stuart has said painful smiling and store it in a Tamagotchi.
Oh, that's good. Thank you for that one.
I killed those instantly. And then Nicola's got Catch Together MySQL. Or SQL, depending on how you want to pronounce it.
There's a couple of options there, isn't there, on how to pronounce that. Okay, great. So using this kind of Horcrux, I think, is an interesting, it's like a room 101 that you can put things in that you don't really like. Let's move on. Okay, so a couple of more picture cards. Right, Mentally I'm Here. This is a really popular meme that's around and about the internet. So why is the Learning here? And what is here?
Right, have we got any responses coming in? Yeah, so Anya has said because they're getting headspace. We've got escaping.
All good things, all very necessary. Yeah. Getting away from the screen.
I'm hoping we've got a couple more responses. Yep. So we've got fresh air. Hiding.
Oh, yeah. What is fresh air?
I like that one, Anya. Utterly fed up. I love the pun.
Oh, no.
Helen has said cooling down. Yep. They must have been talking to some of my SMEs. Oh, bless Michael. He said waiting for a pat on the head. Oh, see, I'm really scared. I wouldn't be in there. I wouldn't be there. Louisa said, I have no signal. I don't know if that's relating to the car.
Yes. Okay, that's fun. Okay, great. We'll move on. We'll have a look at this one. This has been going around the internet. Sorry for the low quality. So essentially, it's a picture of the monolith or the pop-up mystery monoliths that have been going around with the menu for Microsoft Paint on top of it. So where is the monolith? Tell me, where is the monolith, or where you'd put a monolith? Would you put one on campus? So I think we should have one in the north, Carrie.
I think we should, yeah. Should we plant it on the opposite side of the hill to the angel, maybe?
You could have read my mind.
Yeah. So we've got in an empty teaching room with no connectivity. Good one. Anya said on a virtual whiteboard.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to put mine in room 101 wherever that exists. I'm just gonna put it in an envelope and write room 101 on it and stick it in the post. Royal Mail will figure it out.
Right. Okay. Any others before we move on?
Yeah. Rosemary said in the auto captions, and Lee has said managing the help desk.
Oh, managing the help desk. Yes, indeed.
Good one.
Okay. Some great responses. Thank you so much for that. So I am going to create blank. That is so to blank. So this is quite free. I think you could make a lot up. I think if you wanted to second screen and have a look on Twitter, you'll see a lot of these pictures, visuals, and memes. So what could that be?
Stuart already has said, I'm going to create an interface that is so intuitive.
Good luck with that one. Any others of notable?
They're just coming in now. Oh, nice one. Yeah. I'm going to create a new digital pedagogy that everyone will ignore. Yeah.
Oh no, that's a fantastic one though, isn't it?
Oh, let's check though, Pip. Are you a pedagogy or a pedagogy?
A pedapippy.
Brilliant. And then so someone said, so Michael said, I'm going to create a mountain out of a molehill. Ah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, Nicola can come and work for the NHS. I'm going to create a VR environment that is so useful.
Yeah, can you work for me as well?
Yeah, you can come and help us out. We're trying to introduce VR to the NHS. It's troublesome.
Ah, okay, that's interesting. We should have a chat about that later. Any other final comments?
Colin's got a good one. I'm going to create a screen sharing service at really low resolution and bitrate. Yeah.
Oops. Right, we'll move on. Right, Right, so entering 2020 and leaving 2020. So how learning technology started before the pandemic. So if you just activate your memory about, you know, maybe sort of January, February, before it became necessary to engage with kind of pivots, etc., and then how it's going now. Can you sort of sum up maybe a couple of words about how it was and how it's going now?
Yeah, so Michael has said 0 to hero. I completely agree with that. All of a sudden, everybody wants to acknowledge we exist. And then
that's incredible.
Yeah, and then Anya has said lukewarm to a word I can't say out loud again, because I've already done it once.
Okay, lovely.
Begins with S, and then it's followed by the word hot. And then we've got sluggish, then slugged. I don't know. I feel like the things definitely haven't been sluggish for us.
Yes, I really like 0 to hero. That really kind of encapsulates the kind of journey that learning technologists have had. That's great.
Now it's a toss up here between Nicola and Suzanne for the win. So Suzanne has said learning techs chasing academics to academics chasing learning tech.
That's fantastic. That might have to override the winning person, the winning player. I think we'll have to have a discussion about it, Carrie.
Yeah. And then Nicola has said from gently simmering to a rolling boil, which is that's a really nice metaphor.
It's a wonderful metaphor. Now, I'm afraid any excuse to show a picture of Baby Yoda will be taken. So the advice that Baby Yoda would give to a learning technologist is blank. So we've got a lovely picture of Baby Yoda drinking bone broth with a Santa hat. And I don't know if anyone is watching The Mandalorian on Disney Plus at the moment, series 2. But Baby Yoda is adorable and has superpowers. So what kind of advice would Baby Yoda give to a learning technologist, do you think?
I think if Baby Yoda would say to me, call me Grogu.
Yes, now that we know the name.
So what have we got? We've got Gizzy has said, feel the force in your tech. Colin has said, hide, at home you shall. I like that. Anya's got Nia arrested, holidays are coming. I like that.
That's good. That's a good one.
Sean's come up with a great one there. Eat the frog like no one's watching. Yep.
Oh, yes. For those of you who've seen that particular incident or incidents, you'll know.
And then Nicola's got trust your pedagogy, you must.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. Yeah, that's nice. That's good. Okay. Any excuse for Baby Yoda? Definitely. Now, right. I don't know if any of you are following FemEdTech on Twitter, but it's kind of a shared account and it's curated by different people. So I wanted to just do 2 FemEdTech cards. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle the board, or the lady's going to do that, and then I just want you to tell me who you think this is and what this famous FemEdTech lady is well known for. There might be a clue somewhere.
So we've got a couple of people named Sue Black.
That's funny, isn't it? Yeah, Sue Black. Okay, and what's Sue Black famous for? Does anyone know? Dr. Sue Black?
Jennifer's put a Durham person. Louisa said being a legend.
Well, both of those things are very true. I believe she is working at Durham University. I think she was also involved heavily in the Bletchley. I don't know if you know all about the history of Bletchley Park. Okay, let's do another FemEdTech card. Let's spin the board. Who is this? And who is she? What is she famous for? So I'll give you a clue. It begins with A. Her second name begins with L.
So did we get somebody on the line? No. No. But we've got Lovelace.
Yes, 100%. Okay, 100%. So Lovelace is credited with a lot of coding work, and it's a lovely picture there. So let's move on, just in the interests of time. So for those of you who know, who have played the card game in reality, in physical form, you'll know that there are black cards and white cards. So we've been playing the black cards, which have blanks. So let's have a bit of fun with the white cards. Okay, so what I'd like you to do, we've got 8 white cards there, and I just wondered if you could come up with something funny, or a phrase, or a story, or something with any of those words. Okay, so the North is present, so we could say there was a resilient monolith in the North which caused a revolution, but the people needed to pivot online with the help of Batman, who became the university's academic registrar, or something silly. Just go with the flow with it. You could put it in the chat. You could say it if you wanted to. How about that challenge? Do we have any ideas forthcoming, Carrie?
We haven't got any yet. I'm hoping that somebody will come with microphones and share the story.
Yeah, that would be great. Extra points for that.
Stuart has said they wanted to pivot and got a revolution.
That would be a very good conference paper or a presentation for next year's conference.
Yeah, we're jotting these ideas down.
Yes. Was that another one coming through there?
So Colin has said, "I'm Batman," said the academic registrar. There was a revolution in the BLE, but well-being was demonstrating resilience in the North.
Okay, so I'm just in the interest of time. Let's go to the bingo bonus ball. So which card have we got? So this is the bingo bonus ball card, because a ball is a card. So technology is a blank pedagogy. Technology is a blank pedagogy. What do you think?
That's a good one.
So we could say technology is not a pedagogy.
Yeah, straight away Anya said a non-pedagogy.
Yes. Yes, it's good to keep reminding ourselves of that as learning technologists. Any other interesting responses?
Yeah, there's some really good ones. Louisa said DIY, which is a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Colin has said a partner too. I think that's my favourite so far.
Yeah, I'm really keen on that one. This idea of partnership. That's great. Any other?
Oh, Robert, an agnostic pedagogy.
Oh my goodness, we have some genius.
Yeah, that's a deep philosophical response, isn't it?
My goodness, if you want to get together and do a conference presentation on that, just let me know. Right, okay, so we've got 5 minutes left. Okay, we've got one more time for a bonus ball.
I totally agree, Anya. Anya said you win best session of the day. I think this is
I'm even going to put my mic on to say this is just, I wasn't even going to come to the last session and the music was on when I came in, and it's the best thing I've done all day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Thank you. The bonus ball there, I think we decided to throw it out. So here's another bonus ball. So the 7 deadly digital sins of being a learning technologist are. So let's remind ourselves of what they are. I obviously can't remember what they are, but let's make up ones for learning technologists.
So we're and then Nicholas said doing what people ask for rather than what will work.
Good one.
Yep. Helen said laughing. Is that laughing at people, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, that's maybe not.
Colin says believing that anyone read the manual. Yeah.
Yes, so it's not instructions, it's destructions.
Yeah. A couple of people saying impatience there. Oh, Louise has got a good one. Not making backups. Yeah, not saving.
Oh my goodness, that's a really good one.
Sean says coveting thy neighbour's VLE. Yeah, I work for the NHS. I definitely do that.
Right, we've got maybe 1 or 2 minutes more, so we'll just go to the last part of the presentation. We'll do one of these, I think. We'll go here. We'll go to the fruit machines. Now, I don't know if anyone's heard of Banshire University on Twitter, but it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek fictional university that kind of does a little bit of what we're doing now. We kind of laugh at ourselves. So if you don't know what that is, have a quick look. So I want to work at a fictional university because...
Anya has said you can expletive all of the things off that annoy us.
Yes, it's kind of a safe space, isn't it, to kind of discuss, unpack, get it off our chest. Any other ones?
We haven't got any more popping in just yet. Come on, folks.
Okay, that's fine. So just we've got about 2 minutes left. I just wanted to do a bit of a collaborative reflection called Head, Heart, Bin and Bag. Yes, that's right. Head, heart, bin and bag. So head is something that you remembered from today's session. The heart is something you felt. How did you actually feel? So that actually matters to me as a person that's leading a session, how people felt in the session. Something to take away, an idea that for a conference or something to take back into your context, and something you kind of want to leave and forget. So just a couple of responses, if possible, in the chat based on those 4 different frames. So head, heart, bin and bag, please.
And
so this
maybe one.
Yeah, maybe one.
Nicola said it felt like a good time. Anya said it makes me laugh a lot. And then she said the importance of engagement, fun, and I love the cards idea.
Good stuff.
And then Louisa said,
So just to reiterate that the winner will receive a Cards Against Learning Technology face mask, which is bespoke. Carrie and I, if that's okay, will discuss who we think the winner will be, and that it will be at our discretion. So I recognise that we've only got no time at all left. So I want to say thank you very much for attending this session. It was a bit of a risk. I was anxious about it because of the nature of the card game itself. So a lot of thought went into adapting the content to make it relevant and fun for learning technologists. So thank you very, very much for participating, and a huge thank you to Carrie, because this has been quite a difficult or challenging session to manage. So thank you very much for that. Right, I'll stop sharing a screen.
So thanks very much, Pip. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed that, and seeing how many slides you've got that we didn't go through, I really want to speak to you afterwards about adapting something like this. I think there's one more session on this evening, so the alt quiz is on at 6:30 tonight, isn't it? For anyone who's joining, and then we've got another full day of sessions tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of the conference, everybody. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Carrie. So what happens now? Do we? Are you able to end the session?